And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
I'm back. What's happening, Kings fans? It's been an interesting little string for the Kings here.
Yeah, that's right, Kings fans. We're back to talk a little more Kings hockey, here to talk about the game against Dallas, the game against Vancouver, and the game last night against the Chicago Blackhawks. We're also going to do a new segment called Who the Hell is Tyler Toffoli? And we'll also do our top 5 things overheard when the Kings visited the White House.
Here we go, episode 185, geniusly entitled, LA Kings Visit the White House.
All right, Kings fans, so coming into that last night against the Dallas Stars, had played them once before with little to no luck. Here again to avenge that loss against them earlier in the season. You know, division game, these games are really important, Keith. You can't mess around. I mean, there's, 20 games left, so every single point matters. But the Kings playing well at that point, looking to get those more points and climb up those standings, but ran into a couple old guys that made the big difference, made the Kings look out of touch.
Yeah, God, that Jaromir Jagr really is looking like a king killer. I mean, I think he scored every time we played him so far. But, you know, Ray Whitney with the other one. I mean, this is a team that's really about to, or has already gone into selling mode. So the Los Angeles Kings should, kind of do away with the Dallas Stars. But again, they pulled out that we can't score deal and just couldn't put the puck in the back of the net. I don't remember how many shots there were in that game, but I think they turned it was quite a few.
Yeah, it was 40 plus. I mean, they definitely had opportunity. You hate to lose a game, especially when you have, such a spunky energy happening at home. Their home record was really well, and the Kings had been scoring lately, but to get shut out at home 2-0, especially from two guys whose combined age I think is about 90, it's a little disheartening. So you lose it, but you move on to the next game against our new awesome rivalry that we have now with the Vancouver Canucks.
Vancouver Canucks in town at Staples Center. I was highly optimistic, just back from vacation to be at the Stape, and the Vancouver gets a goal early. Jonathan Quick in net. Jonathan Quick actually looked okay. Looks like he was finally able to make some stops. The only problem was the Kings couldn't score again. Final score being 1-0 in that game. And it was one of those, Chris, I took 2 friends to the game. One of them was a little kid. He was 7 years old. His first hockey game ever. First hockey game ever. I mean, you want it to be exciting. You want to see fights. You want to see lots of goals. They got nothing. I had to apologize to the child on behalf of the Los Angeles Kings because of how bad they looked out there.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's tough when you take someone to a game like that, expecting hey, this is Kings hockey, it's so amazing. Yeah, you lose a 1-0 game, which to me I think was really one of the most boring games of the year. The Kings just couldn't get it done, and it was just really disheartening to lose 2 in a row against shutout at home. But moving on to hit the road on a really crucial 5-game road trip, and hoping to avoid losing, getting shut out 3 times in a row for the first time in franchise history.
No, it didn't look good. Playing the Chicago Blackhawks, and that's the team where I was like, okay, we're probably going to lose this one. Didn't look good early. Frolik had a couple of goals, and then finally the Kings remembered that they are able to put the puck in the back of the net. Final score being, of course, 5-4. A great goal by Doughty. I mean, unbelievable. Captain clutch. Dustin Brown got in there. But I want to talk, Chris, a little bit about Jonathan Quick for a second. This has not been his best season statistically. Obviously signed that 10-year contract coming off of back surgery. But I just want to throw some numbers out at you, Kings fans. Jonathan Quick, 25 games played. He's 11-10-2 with a 2.53 goals against and an .895 save percentage. Jonathan Bernier, 10 games played, 7-2-0, 1.94 goals against, and a .923 save percentage. Chris, you're starting to feel like we attach the carriage to the wrong horse.
Sometimes it feels like that, but for those excuses that you mentioned, then those things matter. And also, you coming off a cup win too. I mean, you factor that in too. I mean, this is a guy who had an extra 3 months to think about how awesome he was, and how he just got signed that new contract, and how they won the cup and the Conn Smythe and just everything like that. So I still think Quick is the guy long term, but it's hard to see right now. And I'm sure if we do a breakdown of who Quick played versus who Bernier played, and we can kind of come up with a little more analytics about, why it's happening. But not having a great season, but Quick is still the man, and that play with Doughty, I mean, let's go back to that one more time. I mean, he didn't get credited with the goal. Actually, King did. Oh. Bounced off his skate and went in, but that's the kind of clutch play that Doughty needs to have. I mean, that was all him. That was amazing from the red line all the way in. Had a great shot and just bounced off King's skate, but there was 0.5 seconds left. I mean, that's clutch. Tied it. I think they carried the momentum at that point and helped him win in the third period.
Yeah, definitely. So right after Chicago Blackhawks, they flew to the White House and met Barack Obama, the Presidente, of course. And it's kind of weird, Chris. Usually when sports teams go to the White House, present Obama with a jersey, there's not usually another sports team there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like you're going out on a date and then someone else comes
Another
too.
dude's like, hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, I'm here too, bro. I thought that was weird. I thought that both teams deserve more respect than that. I mean, you're saying basically that, we're not as important as Major League Baseball or NBA or, National Football League, but they really are. Both teams deserve it. I know they're both owned by AEG, and I know they're both from Los Angeles, and it was a convenient sort of mashup to do, but they both deserve to have it. Even if you did it tomorrow, either the Galaxy or the Kings. I mean, I thought they deserved that, so I thought that was kind of weird.
Well, I actually think Barack Obama went on vacation after that, so it's probably let's kill two birds with one stone. But anyway, congratulations, Galaxy, which brings you to our next segment. We had some spies in the audience, and we present to you the top 5 things overheard at the Kings' White House visit.
Number 5, hey, Prez, you check out that Blackhawks game last night?
Number 4, sorry, Dustin Penner, we are not going to let you participate in the nutrition portion of the Let's Move talk.
Number 3, who the hell are the Galaxy and why are they here?
Number 2, talking hockey was fun. Now let's transition to abortion.
And the number 1 thing overheard at the White House during the Los Angeles Kings visit, hey, motherfucker, said Drew Whiskey when a number 44 jersey was presented to Obama.
All right, Kings fans, well, Tyler Toffoli had a goal, his second goal in just a couple of games that he's played against the Chicago Blackhawks last night. A lot of you might not know who he is, which is why we present to you, who the hell is Tyler Toffoli?
He was born in Scarborough, Ontario.
Toffoli was drafted in the second round, 47th overall in the 2010 NHL entry draft.
He's 20 and he shoots right.
In 50 games for the Manchester Monarchs, Toffoli has 28 goals, 20 assists, and is a plus 20. Damn.
He looks like a slightly less ugly version of Jake Muzzin.
He's been touted as a high offensive talent and criticized for his skating. Remind you of anyone?
All right, Kings fans, so we're getting down to the trade deadline already. I believe it is next week. Not sure what date, April 3rd, which is all Wednesday. So huge critical moment in a lot of team seasons. A lot of teams making moves already, but the Kings figure to be players in this. So we talk about, obviously, the number 1 guy out there that people are talking about is Jarome Iginla.
Yep.
Selling off maybe a Bernier, maybe a Toffoli, maybe a first in 2014. I think we've made ourselves clear that we don't like that deal necessarily. I mean, I like Jarome Iginla from 2004. I thought he would have been an awesome fit. But the Jarome Iginla now, I don't know, kind of a little on the older side for me.
Yeah, I would like Jarome Iginla on the team if it didn't cost a lot. I don't think Jarome Iginla guarantees the Los Angeles Kings a Stanley Cup by any stretch. And furthermore, giving away a Bernier to Foley, our highest offensive prospect, and then another first-round pick, remember we don't have one at this coming NHL entry draft, is going to be a tough pill to swallow because the bottom line is while most of our players are in their prime, we do need young offensive, defensive talent in the system, and we would effectively be getting rid of that. Jonathan Bernier, he's going to go. I mean, Jonathan Quick's on a 10-year contract, so Bernier's going to go. To me, he goes at the draft. Hopefully we get a first-round pick for him, maybe a little bit more. And Toffoli, that's a guy that's going to take over for Justin Williams at some point. So I'm not really seeing a deal happen there. The other thing, too, Calgary's not going to want to trade to the Los Angeles Kings without an overpayment. They're not going to want to see Iginla for a few more games. And, the only other need that the Los Angeles Kings have, Chris, is a defenseman.
Yeah, and to talk about defensemen available, I mean, it's just a lot of them out there are just kind of have long-term contracts. I think Brian Campbell was thrown out there.
Ooh, not for
I think
LA.
he has, there's no one that's really going to make a huge difference this year. I think we might make a depth or a sort of a character sign or something like that, but I don't see us making a huge splash, which would kind of break Dino's streak. I think he's had a couple huge splashes.
Yeah, he has.
The last 2 trade deadlines. But I think it's going to be kind of mild this year, and I really just hope, as a fan, that we don't do something stupid.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Dean make the right move for a defenseman. I think Matt Green will be back by the playoffs. I'm not so sure about Willie Mitchell. I think he could be shut down for the season. There's just a lot going on with that knee there, and he's definitely not ready to go. Robin Regueira's been thrown out. To me, he's a little past his prime, but you need a guy. I mean, you look at Jonathan Quick. The reason why he's not having a lot of success is because Willie Mitchell and Matt Green aren't clearing rebounds for him. You need someone, a defensive defenseman to, come in there to block some more shots, to clear the rebounds away, or else you're going to get a shakier Quick in the playoffs. So for me, you got to make a move for a defenseman, even if Matt Green comes back. As for a forward, I don't know. I mean, maybe flip, Penner, or maybe pick up a third liner or something like that. But offensively, I think we can make another run. But without Mitchell, without Green, it's not going to happen. If you haven't seen the new PSA KingsCast has put out, Kings fans, you're probably living on an island, so go and check that out in the description. As you know, Los Angeles Kings changed their policy for half-season ticket holders, which is Chris and I, because we have kids and the wives won't let us out for 41 games a season plus playoffs. And that rule is that you're only guaranteed 2 games for each playoff round, which could mean that you won't get the chance to see the Kings sweep the St. Louis Blues or win a Stanley Cup in Game 6. How utterly retarded is that? Check out the video, share it on your social networks. You know you got to. Stay tuned. We'll be right back at you around April 4th. Look for that. Don't forget to hit up our editor, Nathan Popjoy. He's on the Twitter. Link that up. I'm Keith Kordelik.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
Thanks for watching Overtime by KingsCast.